When we study biology, we are studying one of the most comprehensive of all the sciences. Biology, remember, includes the study of all living things, plants and animals. Plants make up a major division of study called botany. Botany, in turn, includes many areas of more specialized study. For example, mushrooms and other fungi are studied in an area called mycology. The microscopic plants we call bacteria are studied in bacteriology. Garden varieties of plants are studied in horticulture, while field plants are studied in agronomy, another of the many specialized areas of botany. The other major division of biology is zoology. Zoology also includes many specialized areas of study. It includes the study of farm animals, animal husbandry, the study of fish, ichthyology, and the study of insects, called entomology. So there are many specialized areas of biology. Let's see how we ourselves benefit from these areas. For after all, we are living things, and we depend in many ways on other living things. Let's consider three important areas in which we depend on living things: the production of food, the processing and preservation of food, and the maintenance of health. Today, the production of food depends to a large extent on the science of biology. The production of food crops has been increased in many ways through knowledge of biology. Such knowledge may come from experiments in which plants are grown in soil containing radioactive fertilizer. The Geiger counter is used to tell how the fertilizer is being absorbed by the plants. Such information leads to the production and use of improved chemical fertilizers. This, in turn, leads to increased crop yields, providing more food for all of us. Crops, we know, must be protected from insects that cause damage to plants. By studying the life habits of insects, biologists have developed many ways to control harmful insects. We've been taught to protect birds and other natural enemies of insects. We've been provided with new insecticides to protect crops against insect pests. And we've been shown methods for destroying certain insects in the stagnant waters in which they breed. Another way that biologists have helped us to improve food production is by the controlled breeding of plants, such as this corn. By crossing selected parent strains of corn, it has been possible to produce the larger and more vigorous hybrid corn grown on farms today. Plants may be bred for resistance to disease, desirable taste, early ripening of fruit, large size, or any one of many other characteristics that will result in improved food production. Food production is also improved by the selective breeding of animals. Cattle bred to give maximum production of milk. Cattle bred to give maximum production of prime beef. Poultry bred to give maximum production of eggs are further examples of increased food production through our knowledge of biology. While biologists help us increase the production of food, the processing and preservation of food is an area equally important to our welfare. Our knowledge of the preservation of food has come to us largely through the work of bacteriologists. Food spoilage, we know, is caused by bacteria and other microorganisms. The growth of bacteria can be controlled by such methods as refrigeration and freezing, cooking and canning, and dehydration, the the removal of water. Newer methods of food preservation are being developed by biologists in experiments in which foods are exposed to atomic radiation. Here, foods in a metal tube are being lowered into a pool containing radioactive materials. Such an experiment enables biologists to determine the effectiveness of radiation as another means of preserving food. In food preservation, the object is to prevent the growth of harmful bacteria and other microorganisms. In food processing, however, some kinds of bacteria can be helpful. When certain bacteria are added to milk, for example, it coagulates, forming curds. These curds can be processed into cheese. This is another of the many ways in which biology aids us in the processing and preservation of food. Now let's consider how the maintenance of our health benefits from biology. We know that centuries ago, people had few effective means of combating contagious diseases, such as smallpox, cholera, or bubonic plague. Today, we live with little fear of communicable diseases. As a result of discoveries in biology, we are protected by vaccines and antitoxins, which give us immunity against such dread diseases as smallpox, diphtheria, and polio. The use of animals has made it possible to develop effective antitoxins and vaccines. Biologists have also developed antibiotics and synthetic drugs. With continuing research, biologists are developing new drugs to aid in the continuing fight against disease. To prevent the spread of disease, we know that our water supply must be continually checked for purity. The disposal of garbage and other wastes must be rigidly controlled. And public eating places must be inspected regularly. These services are generally under the supervision of trained biologists. Much of the work done in biology today may be classified as pure research, studies whose practical values may be realized only in the future. Working with modern equipment, such as the electron microscope, biologists are gaining a better understanding of the chemical nature of life itself and of the molecular processes that occur in living cells. Improved modern equipment is aiding biologists in developing many areas of research. Research that in the future will bring us ever-increasing knowledge of the human body and human health. And so, biology is continually contributing to our welfare, especially in these three areas: the production of food, the processing and preservation of food, and the maintenance of health. Of course, like the students we see here, most of us will continue to learn about biology. And as we do, we will become more and more aware of day-to-day contributions of biology, contributions that affect our health, our careers, and the general welfare of the world in which we live.